I'd say this is a sensory overload right away. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it is.
How's the little camera?
Big up Dan, big up Pumpkin, big up everybody. Yo, World Series.
Well, I don't know about the whole world, but
Big up the Shalom team, big up everybody. Up Brandon, everybody. Shalom, come down.
everybody get a big up. Good morning. Welcome to today's vlog. So last night, on my way to Dreamland, I was thinking, you know, let me start doing things for me a little bit as well. Now, I get it. I feel the same. I feel a little jittery. Not jittery, what's the word? I'm spending too much time in Georgetown. I think it's time to get out of town. But I don't realistically think in my schedule I can do that until next week. We'll be back up in Berbice, go fishing, go see Dylan. And then the Lethem Trail currently is still so wet and horrific and bridges keep getting washed away. And while that'd be interesting to document for you guys, I personally don't want to get stuck on the trail for 48, 72 hours this high in mud. Thank you for understanding. So as I was going to sleep last night, I was just thinking, what haven't I done in town recently or at all that the average Guyanese person might, you know, do regularly or think is not really a big deal or think is a big deal? I don't know. What is kind of not polarizing but interesting. I haven't been to Stabroek Market in, I want to say 20 years. Since the big KFC there closed. Mom and Dad used to take us there, you know, once a week, once a month to Stabroek Market once, so the big market. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna go and explore and walk around Stabroek Market. Hopefully this weather doesn't break. Like, it's very cloudy and overcast today in Georgetown. It looks like there's like thunderstorms on the horizon, but anyway, we're currently on Carafesta heading towards the big intersection with traffic lights that don't work. Someone commented the other day and like suggested something very, very interesting. He said you gotta pray that they don't work because when they do work, everything is backed up. And I gotta tell you, he might have a point. The traffic is kind of ignorant sometimes, but it does flow. So at what cost to productivity do we require order? You know, that's something to ponder on. Or we could just get traffic lights that actually work. Who knows? We'll see. The only trick to what we're trying to do is park. Boom, that's the clock tower. That's where we're going. We just gotta find a parking spot in this place. Which, yeah, it's currently 10 a.m. This wasn't well planned. I mean, it's always well planned. It's just, you know what I mean. We can make it. We can make it though. We can make it. Alright, we finally got a parking spot right outside High Court. Looking good. I'd actually love to do a little walkthrough, but again, I'm not trying to get arrested or end up in that building anytime soon. So this is Stabroek Market right here. That's the big clock right there, built by the Dutch, I don't know, like 300 years ago? I mean, it's been redone. But right here, if I'm not mistaken, this used to be a big KFC, or this one here. One of the two, either one. Both selling fried chicken right now. Got plantain there. That's a big looking chicken. How much is he getting? 200 for that? That's good. I can come back. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Fruit market, sweet fig. So, majority of what happens down here is a big bus park, right? So this is one of your central hubs where if you're catching a bus to go like in and out of town, that's where you're catching the bus from. Well, this is where the main point. That might be the cheapest beer in town. Desire. Never heard of it. Got a lot of vendors along here, selling everything you might need. You got sweets. Actually, that's my friend's brand. Nice. Drink Oreos. Ooh. Let's get clipped by this bus here, boy. Also, another one of my friend's brands. Tricks. Let's go to Stabroek Bazaar here. Which way do we go? Left? Let's go this way. I'd say this is a sensory overload right away. True. Ground provisions, sugar, rice, oil, everything you could ever need.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it is.
How's the little camera?
Yeah, big up Dan, big up Pumpkin, big up everybody, big up Pumpkin.
Good.
Big up everybody.
Who are bigging up?
Yo, World Series.
Huh?
Yo, World Series.
Well, I don't know about the whole world, but...
You don't know, big up the Shalom team, big up everybody. Big up everybody, big up everybody in the party.
Uh-huh.
Hey, my man. What's up?
Everybody. Big up the shoes, man.
Uh-huh. How you doing?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah?
What's your name?
Rebel.
Alex.
Everybody don't know the Rebel, 69, yeah, I don't know.
Good.
Big up Dan. Big up Brandon, everybody. Shalom, come down.
Everybody get big up.
Come down.
Good. Thanks, bro. So walking through, seeing all the produce, and then boom, got actually a big ship. Because again, the wharf is like right there. Nice line. fresh fish. What kind of fish is this?
Banglamiri.
Oh, this is Banglamiri?
Yeah.
Hey. You know, I've eaten plenty of Banglamiri. I've never seen what it looks like though. Nice. Thank you. Salt fish. Coming through. Oh, and this is the end of it. Nice. Hi, morning. So we're in Stabroek Market right now, and it's an entire. God, I've never been in here. A dress store. Hi. Clothing stores, electronic stores. It's a whole different. It's a whole city under this shed. Damn. Which way do we go? Let's go this way. So real funny. We're definitely gonna post that though. But as we walked in, there was a bunch of people selling broadleaf tobacco, which is. Anyway, he's like, yo, put a camera down. Anyway. Whole jewelry store in here. Nice. Fragrance store. That's crazy. It is an entire city. Inside of a city, inside of a city. I'm not sure I could go up here, but this looks like the stairway up there, and then the clock tower is right up there. I'm gonna try and get a view of what this. I want to show you like a somewhat like top-down view of what is going on here. So we're in Stabroek Market, right at the back, under the clock, and look, it is an entire shopping city built with its own infrastructure and structures, and it goes on. Very cool. You get everything from groceries outside, and then here's like shopping and shoes and dresses and electronics and TVs and phones and all sorts, and books. Very cool. A full bookstore. Fabrics. Sanjay jewelry. A whole jewelry store right here. Okay, alright, I think I've shown you pretty much everything. Let's go back outside and get out of here. I don't want to invade too many people's privacies, you know? Very cool. Something that I've never actually seen before. Very cool. Very good way to spend the morning, actually. Just have a stroll through. Hi. And see everything that's available. And then now that we're back on the outside, we've got fresh fruit and produce and everything you really need to survive. Alright, I think that's a pretty successful walkthrough. Let's pass like High Court and call that a day, I think. I think mission success, got no trouble. You know, you hear all sorts of horrific things about Stabroek Market or whatever. It's great, no problem. Alright, here is, I think this is High Court. Good looking building. You know, this and City Hall did an amazing job of redoing. They look proper, they look good. And actually, this church I know a little bit about. One of my friends took me here. It's one of the oldest churches in the country. And I believe, again, I'm probably gonna get this thing wrong. It was a Scottish ship that came in, and then they took the ship apart and then used it to build the church. So actually when you're on the inside, you can see the inside of the hull makes up the roof on the inside, and it, like, again, it looks like a ship. It's very shippy, if that makes sense. Very, I stepped in shit. God damn it. I just stepped in something that is probably human. Yeah, we're having such a good walk around as well. Oh, there's so much. Oh. Here's the Magistrate's Court. Fortunately, I've had to go there once or twice. When the same guy hit my truck, not my truck, my rush, like I was telling you guys about before. It took me 5 months and 5 different court appearances to finally, it wasn't a problem finding him guilty, it was just the process of, you know, once a month meeting and going through all the stages, and then he didn't show up once or twice. And then the courts are doing a good job, but they're so, not understaffed, but overbooked, I suppose. It takes forever. Anyway, they're doing good. No shade. Don't go tell any judges that I talk bad about them. Anyway, we've done a full lap of the block now, so let's say goodbye. It's right here. Again, bus park, Royal Castle, tower, the clock over there. Whew. All right, let's get back to work. I gotta go and make some money at some point. Not gonna lie to you, I'm still quite mad that I stepped in poop. Here we are again, High Courts, the monster truck itself. Right. Okay, that was good. That was fun. I've never actually done that before. That is it's a city inside of a city inside of a city. That was cool. All right, I was just driving along on my way back home, and I felt like I need to include this disclaimer. Don't go to Stabroek and get yourself in trouble and then come on my page complaining how Alex sent me to Stabroek and I get robbed. All right, but who told you go at 3 a.m.? Look, I had a really informative, interesting experience. I walked around a place I've never even imagined existed. I had no idea what was under that shed, but you know, who Warren? There's people Warren. Espacio in front of me is fighting the man in front who doing bare nonsense as well. I think they're waiting on some sort of bus to fill up. I don't know. To be fair, he doing stupidness. Not him, the man in front of him doing stupidness. He doing ignorance. Anyway, regular sights of Georgetown. So, again, I don't want you to go and get yourself in trouble or anything. I had a very limited experience where I happened to walk through the market at 10 a.m. on a weekday, and I had a very informative experience. I thought it was very informative, and you know, to their credit, inside the bazaar, under the, like in the actual shed, in the actual warehouse, it was clean. Everyone was really nice. Everything was well lit. You know, they're just people, got their businesses, who are just trying to make some money and put some food on the table, and they're trying to do it honestly. And you can't fault them, right? Like, before today, I had this weird idea that like Stabroek Market was that place in Lion King, you know, where Simba's saying, hey, that's the darkness, we don't go over there. Why? Okay, it's a little bit rough. Minibuses, there's a clip there that a pink minibus pretty much clipped me, almost hit me down, but I wasn't really paying attention. You know, as far as a cultural experience, I thought it was great. Again, that's maybe from my little privileged position of just being able to walk in and out and not have to live it every single day. I don't know. But I hope this, you know, was a little bit insightful for you as well, because it's definitely changed perspective and definitely shifted paradigm for me, which is why I actually love this vlog, because it's forcing me to do things that I wouldn't normally go and do just for the sake of content, and it really opens my eyes to, you know, new interesting things and ways of life. So yeah, I mean, I'm just rambling at this point, guys. I'm sorry about that, but I had a really nice little experience. They had lots of food and fresh fruit. I don't know if you picked up on that. The guinnep at Stabroek Market was $200. This is a life lesson of business, right? You go to Stabroek Market, guinnep is $200 for like a little portion. If you buy it on Sheriff Street from the little vendors there, it's $500 for the same amount. Now, I'm not saying that Sheriff Street's trying to rob you, but I'm just trying to say, like, in business, you can charge extra for convenience. So the people on Sheriff Street are not doing anything wrong. They are just charging extra for convenience because they, you know, they're not going to sell as much because there's less people like walking around, but they're also making it more convenient for you by having it right on the roadside at Sheriff Street. So anyway, that's little insightful things. If you want cheaper fruit, go to the market. Also, business idea for any Stabroek local or regular watching this. I, for one, would pay $2,000 or $3,000 a person for a guided, in-depth, historical, and interesting walking tour of Stabroek Market. All right, not just a food tour that I know Chef Delvin does. I'm talking about like an insightful market tour where you know some of the vendors, we go say hi to people, you give us a little bit of insight on how things work, and you do a full tour, right? And I'm just one person. I know for a fact there's a lot of foreigners, a lot of people interested who would do that, because that, like, I didn't feel like my safety was at risk. Or this truck is just causing a chaos on this street here. I'm trying to go down. He's a big Bedford with super four-wheel drive, so his turning circle is nothing. He's in the middle of the city and he's a big bush truck, so I don't really know what he's trying to achieve here, because that truck should have really been loaded up outside of town so you don't cause the chaos that he's causing now. Like, we're backed up 100 cars. Okay, maybe not 100, maybe it's an over-exaggeration, but you get what I mean. There's a police officer or ambulance or something in the back sounding his alarm, trying to get through, but I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to go down Kroll. I don't want to go left into that madness, so I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Recklessness, man. You gotta turn the other way, dude. Otherwise, you're just gonna get stuck again. All right, we're moving. Man finally made it. Cheese on bread, as the Bajans would say. Where was I? Oh yeah, dude, a Stabroek Market tour doesn't have to be anything special. You don't have to like have printed anything or goodies. Just do TikToks about it, and people would go. I would go. If you do it, tag me. I'll share it. I'll come on the tour and we'll film it. Because I'm only thinking that because I really wish that I found like someone who knew everybody and knew the lay of the land and gave me a tour for this video. So it'd be less me rambling and more actual insightful tour. So anyway, pause for thought. You know what's my secret weapon? One of my favorite things. Actually, you know what is my secret weapon? And it's not undeniable charm and dashing good looks. It is the fact, like living here, and I know it's I know it's a very fancy building and whatever. Living in the middle of town, living off of Sheriff Street in this condo building is literally my superpower, my secret weapon. Because like I lived in Providence before this, right? On basically my friend's couch in my friend's spare room for a good few months. And to get anywhere, it was like 20 to 30 minutes, right? 20 minutes if you're doing good. But during rush hour, or the second it gets slightly busy, we're talking like an hour each way, which means you really got to plan for the day. Which means that like you can't just go places for quick meetings or you know, like little random adventures like what we've just done today, right? But living here, I could literally, like, I'm 5-10 minutes away tops from anywhere in town. My lawyer calls me and says, hey Alex, come in, I need you to do something for me. Or I got something for you to, you know, I got something for you. 10 minutes to Hatfield Street, 15 tops. Stabroek Market, 15 minutes. I could go to any bank, I could go pretty much anywhere within 10-15 minutes, which it's not the importance of being able to get there in 10 minutes, but the important part is I can go and come back here and be back at my central base in 10-15 minutes, which means like, okay, I could come back and change, or I could come back and eat, or I don't have to eat on the road. I don't have to take a lunch kit and make sure, like, worry about where I store it because it might get too hot, my food spoils. No, I do my little rice and peas and a chicken meal prep in my fridge. I come back and I eat and I ponder, all right, what's the next move? Or I could go and, like, if I get stuck out and I get like soaked in rain, I'll come back and shower. And again, you know, there's, again, I'm not trying to, this isn't a sales pitch, but if you can live in town, because the advantage is doing business in Guyana is like hand-to-hand combat on a daily. And when you're doing that on a daily, every single day, 7 days a week, 365 a year, you need the versatility of being able to, you know, if you can figure it out, if you could live somewhere semi-central or have a friend's place semi-central that you could go and like borrow a shower every so often, or just like use it as a base of operations, great. Because that is the way to stay versatile in this place. Otherwise, like, I was struggling when I was in Providence. Alright guys, I'm back at Power Tower. I have so much admin to do. I hope you really like this little adventure. I know it wasn't really super in-depth, but we'll get there. Hopefully this video reaches somebody who can actually give me like an in-depth tour of Stabroek Market, because that would be great. I'll definitely be back. Alright, we're checking on my building, by the way. How are we looking? I think it's looking pretty good. Alright guys, I need to get knee deep in all the videos and stuff I need to edit. I got maybe 6 proposals I need to write. Endless things. Alright guys, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, joining me on this journey. I appreciate you. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Great, bye!